There are a couple of stages to go at the Tour de France, and one American cyclist is showing that being last isn't always the worst. Lawson Craddock, a 26-year-old Houston native, is in position for the notorious Lanterne Rouge. He crashed in the first stage of the race, fracturing his shoulder and cutting his face, but he turned it into a positive. He started a GoFundMe for his former practice track in Texas, which has raised over $100,000 in just 17 days. And cyclist Lawson Craddock joins us now via Skype from Tarbes, France. Lawson, thanks so much for being with us. How are you feeling? Can you explain what happened in the first stage?
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. Definitely feeling a bit tired now at this point, but yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I guess it's about 2.5 weeks now. 2.5 weeks ago, the start of the tour this year. I was really excited to make the team, to be here to support our leader, try and make a bid for victory. And about halfway through the first stage, during the feed zone for the riders, where we get bottles and food from the side of the road from our staff, someone in front of me dropped a water bottle, and at our speeds and with our the bikes that we're on, hitting a bottle like that can be catastrophic, and it kind of sent me careening off the side of the road. I went headfirst into a spectator who fortunately is okay now. And pretty much knew immediately that did some damage somewhere, but fought through, and I'm really happy to still be here after stage 18.
Oh gosh, that looks really painful, and we are sorry that happened to you. And not only are you fighting fatigue now, but you also have to bike through the pain. How have you been coping with it? Sometimes you have to bike over cobblestones, don't you?
Yeah, no, the first few days after the crash were incredibly painful, and even now it's still, I still tweak it, and when I pull on it the wrong way, I can still feel it. But the tour, they haven't taken it easy on us this year. We've had an incredibly difficult race. Stage 9, the day before the first rest day, we rode over basically the worst roads possible that you can find in France and pretty much anywhere in the world. So that took a few days for my body to recover. But we've got a great medical staff here working on me day in and day out, and that's really helped keep my body prepared for these stages and help keep me in the race.
So some cyclists say they would rather come in dead last because then they get to win the Lanterne Rouge. How do you feel about that possibility?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did not come to the tour this year having a Lanterne Rouge as a goal of mine, but that's kind of how the race unfolded for me. It's been a very challenging race for the entire peloton. Over the past 2.5 weeks, I think we've lost over 30 riders who've had to go home, whether that's from injury or fatigue or whatever. So just the fact that I'm still in the race is, something that I'm really proud of. I've had to fight tooth and nail to make it here. We have one more incredibly difficult day tomorrow, which will be a big challenge for me. But I'm looking forward to the fight. I've had a lot of support that's gotten me to this point, and I just can't. Just can't wait to get through tomorrow and focus on Paris.
Well, we are all very proud of you here in the U.S. And after the crash, let's talk about the GoFundMe page that you started for your former practice space in Houston. What motivated you to start raising money?
Yeah, it all started really a bit before the tour. My shoe sponsor, Lake Cycling, we kind of came together to try and raise some money for the track, the Alkek Velodrome out in Houston. And so we created these Houston Strong shoes that we would auction off where proceeds would go to the velodrome. And then after day one, I wasn't sure if I would still be in the race long enough to really put the auction on. So I kind of looked for some more motivation. I was laying in bed that night, and it's like, okay, let's try and turn this whole negative into a positive. And that's where we kind of came to the decision to say, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be in this race for one day or the entire 3 weeks, but every day that I am, I'm going to put $100 into the future of the track to help, repair it after Hurricane Harvey last year, and just set them up for a really good future. And it's been truly incredible just to see the support that I've received and the support that the whole velodrome has received. That's been my big.
It's been so overwhelming and so heartwarming to watch. How much have you raised at this point? Do you know?
Yeah, we're over $135,000, which
amazing.
Is completely all of our expectations. It's truly incredible. The generosity that everyone else has shown. That every day I kind of wake up in the morning, I check it before I go to sleep at night. And when times are tough in the race, I kind of remove myself from the tour, and I think about all the good that we're doing, and it's been a huge part of the reason why I'm still here.
Lawson Craddock, you are a true competitor, and you will be back for another tour. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Here, yeah, thanks, Tanya.